Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Yeji, like yay G, and my channel is all about saving money while traveling because let's be real, traveling can get expensive. So if you don't have to spend money, why would you, right? If that sounds interesting to you, let's be internet besties and consider subscribing below, and let's get into today's video. So today I wanted to talk about what's in my wallet, and more specifically, what's in my husband's wallet and my wallet. The reason why I talk about both my husband's wallet and my wallet is because we're a team and I'm always preaching about two players. I like talking about the two-player mode because obviously you can earn points faster. So if you can get family members to be on this credit card journey with you, it's even better. And having two people is more helpful because you can also kind of know what's in their wallet and how in a household with both players in the game, how the credit cards kind of work. So let's start with my husband's wallet. So in the front, he has his driver's license, which we don't need to see. And when you push this button, all the credit cards pops up. Isn't that cool? So the first card that my husband has is the Amex Gold, and we like to use this to eat out because it gives you 4x on dining, and that's worldwide dining. It also gives you 4x on groceries, and so this can also be a grocery card in case he needs to go grocery shopping or something like that. And it comes with a bunch of credits that for us, the annual fee is worth it. That's why the Gold card is a keeper card for us. The next card he has is just a regular Chase debit card. We bank with Chase just because it's kind of everywhere and it's just super convenient for us. So that's our main bank, and he likes to carry his debit card around in case he needs cash. The next card is the Citi Strata Premier card. Now, we used to have a Strata Premier, but it was 48 months since we first got it. Well, it's been over like 5 years actually. And we finally gotten around to downgrade it to the Citi Rewards Plus card. And so we recently opened up a new Citi Strata in order to get the bonus points for it. Right now, there's a promo going on, and I don't know if the promo is going to be still live when this video goes up, but you get 75,000 points after $4,000 spend instead of the regular 60,000 points with the $4,000 spend. Next is just his car key. He likes to just take one around in case, something happens, you have a physical card. And this is the last card in his wallet. And this is something new that we've incorporated this year. We normally use the Citi Double Cash for everything when there's no bonus because it gives you 2x on everything. This year, we want to do something different, and we got the Fidelity Rewards card. Now, this is a 2% cash back. So instead of getting points, you'll be getting cash back. And normally, I'm a huge advocate for points. I'm always pushing people to get points, but I feel like we have enough Citi points right now. And also, the rewards on this card goes directly into your Fidelity account. For us, we have our daughter's 529 account with Fidelity. And actually, if we knew about this card sooner, I would have opened up like our investment accounts, our like retirement accounts and such with Fidelity. We have it with Schwab because at the time, with the Amex Platinum Schwab, you can transfer it to the Schwab account and you get 1.5% cash back, but 2% is better than 1.5%. And so I kind of want to test out this year how much money we can earn for a daughter, essentially like for college and stuff that we can save up instead of accumulating points. And just because we do have enough Citi points for, I want to say like a good couple years. So we're going the cash back route. And this also is just convenient because I don't have to like physically transfer money into my daughter's account. This is just automatic. The only downside with this, I would say, is that you need to have 2,500 points in order for it to be transferred into your Fidelity account. So 2,500 points is roughly around $1,250 spend. After you spend that amount, then it'll be transferred. So it's not like direct every like dollar you spend, it goes in there. Like, no, that's the only downside. But this card, for it being a no annual fee card, gives you global entry and TSA. This also doesn't have any foreign transaction fees. So I can take this abroad and do my spend abroad that I would normally do on a 2X card. And instead of that, I can spend it here and we can save up for my daughter's college. So I'm excited to give this a try. Now, moving on to my wallet. I carry a lot more credit cards than my husband, and I'll go into detail what those cards are. Hence why my wallet's a little bit bigger. The first card I want to talk about is the Capital One Venture X. This is my go-to everything expense type of card. This is a keeper card for me. Unless they change something drastic, I'm keeping this card for like forever. The annual fee is worth it. Points that you get every anniversary is worth it. The travel credit is worth it. I mean, this card is just overall excellent in my opinion. The next two cards are the exact same cards. It's the Chase Freedom Flex card, and in this quarter, you get 5% or 5x if you have a higher tier card from Chase on groceries. So what I'm planning to do is max out both these cards this quarter before I put grocery spend on another card. So some of you might be wondering, isn't that a lot of groceries? Yes, we don't just buy groceries, but we buy gift cards from the grocery store. So I purchase a lot of things on Amazon. So what I would do is go to Whole Foods and get a bunch of Amazon gift cards. And with Amazon gift cards, you kind of have access to like everything you need on Amazon, right? So every purchase that I need to make this year in 2025, I would pre-buy them with the gift cards and I'd get 5x on my grocery spend. And that's why I have both of them, because I can max out both cards, and hence why they're both in my wallet. My next card is the Amex Gold. I also have this like my husband. My husband has the gold card and I went with the rose gold option because I'm a girl and I like pink. Most likely this quarter I won't be using the Amex card for groceries, and that's because, you know, I would use the Freedom card for groceries. So this is mainly for food. My next card is the Citi Custom Cash card. Now this card is cash back, but if you have a higher tier Citi card, this can be converted into Citi points. And normally I use this card for groceries and I max out the $500 each month before I move on to the Amex Gold card to put my grocery spend. But like I said, this quarter, Freedom Flex, that's where my groceries are gonna go. And if I do max out my Freedom Flex, then I'll spend on my custom cash. And then if I still need grocery spend, then I'll put it in the Amex Gold, but most likely not. So we're done with the front side, and that's my driver's license, so we don't need to see that. If we go in the pockets, we have two British Airways cards. Now, we're trying to put spend on this for the entire year. With British Airways card, if you spend $30,000 each calendar year on the card, you get what's called a companion pass. And we value this companion pass. You can either use the companion pass, as the name suggests, on a companion, or if you're flying alone, you can use that on you. And these companion passes work on points. So let's say you're traveling somewhere and it costs 100,000 points to get to somewhere. Well, if you're using it alone, then you can cut the cost to half and you only pay 50,000 points instead of the 100, which is super nice. The companion pass is valid for 2 years and it works on round trip tickets, which is amazing because if you do the math, you might come up ahead by flying British Airways with these cards versus a different airline. And I'll explain why. So I'm just gonna take Turkish Airways as an example. Turkish Airways from the US to Europe, if you can find a word availability, is gonna cost you 90K, and that's one way. So if you're flying to and from Europe, that's gonna be 180K. Well, British Airways charges you around, I wanna say 100K to fly to Europe, and obviously there's a layover in London, and then you fly wherever from London. And if it's a return flight, then it's gonna cost you 200K. Now, if you have this card and you have the companion pass and you wanna use it on yourself, that's half. So you'd only be paying 100K for a round trip versus flying Turkish Airlines with 180K. So you're saving a lot of points there. And yes, I know British Airways is a little expensive when it comes to their like fuel charges and their taxes and such. But with this card, you get up to $600 a year back on any fuel or tax charges that you put on this card. So you can't use the $600 all at once, unfortunately. You have to use it in like $200 increments essentially. So let's say your flight to Europe is gonna cost $400 in taxes. You can cut that down to $200, and that's a little bit more reasonable. And if you compare that to other airlines such as Air France or KLM, they also charge around the same amount, like $200 to $400 in taxes. So with this card, the taxes are not that high as you might initially think because you get the money back and you're flying with less points. And I'm in my 30s now, so my husband and I like to travel in comfort. So when you're in your 20s, you know, you don't mind roughing it up a little bit. You don't mind flying domestically to another city and then flying internationally from another city. But we're at a point in our lives where we also have a toddler, so we'd rather just fly directly from our home city, which is DFW, and thankfully British Airways flies out of DFW, so we would much rather do that kind of direct flight straight to Europe and then have a layover in London and then go from there instead of repositioning ourselves to somewhere in the East Coast. Because remember, you also got to think about the domestic flight from wherever city you are to the other city that you're positioning out of and the cost of that. So if you take that domestic flight cost and compare it with the British Airways taxes, it's not as high as you think it would be flying British Airways. And the super nice thing about British Airways is they always have availability. So it's much easier to find availability compared to having to search for that availability with different airlines, because sometimes you know how difficult it is to find availability. And this card kind of just takes away that stress. I know 30,000 might seem a lot initially, but if you think about the whole year and think about spending 30K on this card, it's not too bad. And I wouldn't suggest using this card for like everything and everything, right? Like I wouldn't put grocery spend on this because you only get 1x. I would never put a flight spend on this because with the Amex Platinum or pretty much any high tier card gives you like 5x. I would only use this card when there's no bonus category. So let's say you're shopping online, there's no bonus category for shopping online. So I would put spend on this. Amazon, same thing. So you got to be wise in what kind of spend you put on here. But if you're able to max it out, I think British Airways is super convenient. So the last slot here is nothing important. It's just actually my car key as well. And this is the RFID, you know, the card that helps you like block and prevent people from stealing your ID essentially, because I mean, we have a lot of credit cards here and you want to protect your cards. So I just like to keep one of these in my wallet at all times. And this big pocket over here is just for cash. I like to carry a little bit of cash because you never know when you might need it. And that's pretty much it for what's in our wallets. I hope this video kind of gave you insight on what kind of credit cards that we use and we like to incorporate it in our lives. Everybody's credit card journey is different and how you travel is different. And there's a saying called YMMV. So that stands for your mileage may vary, because obviously we're all different and our travel patterns are all different. What I value is going to be very different from what you value as a family. These are the credit cards that we use when we are at home in the US. When we're traveling abroad, obviously it'll be a different type of credit cards with maybe different like hotel cards added in there. And each quarter will look a little different because like Chase, for instance, offers different categories each quarter. But my goal with this video was to just show you that there's one way of putting spend on credit cards. Anyway, I hope this video was helpful and informative. Please consider liking and subscribing below, and I'll see you guys next time with a different video. Bye!